Hello, I'm a member of the School Learning Council and today I'm going to read Geronimo, A Penguin Who Thought He Could Fly by David Wellington, illustrated by Tony Ross. This is one of my favourite books because I love penguins. At the bottomest bottom of the world lived a huge colony of emperor penguins. All the eggs were being kept warm by their dads when one baby penguin hatched, and his name was Geronimo. "Let's fly," he announced, flapping his wings as fast as he could. "Penguins can't fly, son," replied his father. "Of course they can, Dad. Otherwise, what do we have wings for? Watch." With his feet as skis, the baby penguin used a snowy slope as a runway. "Geronimo!" he cried as he sped faster and faster. He hit a bump on the slope and took off. Whiz! For a few glorious seconds, Geronimo sailed through the air. "Dad, look, I can fly." The baby frantically flapped his wings before dropping through the air like a stone. He landed in the freezing cold sea with a plop. You see, some penguins can't fly," said Dad. Geronimo looked sad. "But it's all I dream about, Dad. There must be a way for my dream to come true." Geronimo spied an elephant seal dozing on the ice. He leapt onto it, the seal's big wobbly tummy, to use it as a trampoline, and launched himself into the air. Boing! "Dad, look, I can fly," said Geronimo. "Oof!" Before landing in the deep snow with a thud, Geronimo paddled out to sea and clambered on top of a big blue whale, sitting right on top of its blowhole. Splurt! Air shot up Geronimo's bottom and blasted him into the sky like a rocket. "Dad, look, I can fly!" As soon as the whale stopped blowing, Geronimo plummeted. The angry whale flipped its tail, whish, swish, batting the little penguin across the sky. "Dad, look, I can..." But before he could say fly, he slammed straight into an iceberg. Doof! His dad gave him beak-to-beak resuscitation. It's time to give up on your dreams, son." "Never, Dad. Dreams can come true." "I know it." Every night when Dad tucked Geronimo under his ice sheet, the baby penguin would dream the same dream of flight, of soaring high in the air, swooping and twirling, touching the clouds, the king of the sky. His dad had the same dream too when he was young. The next morning, Geronimo leaped on the back of an unsuspecting albatross. "Look, Dad, I can fly," but not for long. The overloaded albatross crashed headfirst into a pod of baby seals, knocking them into the sea like bowling pins. Boom, 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 splish, splash, splosh. The emperor penguin turned to Dad. "You have to tell your son once and for all, penguins can't fly." With a heavy heart, Dad told his son, "No more trying to fly, Geronimo. The dream is over." Dad felt awful as a single tear rolled down his son's face. So awful that later that night, while Geronimo was sleeping, he called a meeting of the whole colony. "Fly, penguins. Are we sure it's absolutely impossible for us to fly?" "Yes, of course," barked the emperor penguin. "There must be a way," replied Dad. "No, never, fool." "Didn't you ever dream of flying?" asked Dad. This silenced the colony. They'd all had that dream when they were young. "Let's put our both brains together and see," said Dad. That's exactly what they did. By the time the sun came up, the colony had a plan. When Geronimo woke that morning, the strangest sight greeted him. The entire colony of penguins were upside down. "What's happened?" asked Geronimo. "What do you mean, what's happened?" replied Dad, who, like all the others, was standing on his head. You are all upside down. I'm going to leave it there as it's quite a long book, but I'd recommend reading it if you'd like to find out what happens. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.